This is Andy Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by the savage Alen Babic over Zoom. Alan, it's been a while since we last spoke. How are you doing? How is life treating you at the beginning of 2024?
Yes, my brother. It's been a while since I felt the savage. That's even more beautiful for me. I feel the savage at last. So it'd be perfect, and we have some new plans, some new goals, new fights, new camp, new coach. Everything is new. So this year, everything is new for the savage. I really went down my way. Like I wanted it to be. So right now, last year was hell for me boxing wise. It was hell. It was terrible. But I went through it all, and now the new opportunities are on the horizon. And I never felt better, never stronger. So I just need my coach, Pascal Collins, to give me that boxing. You just need to activate the savage. I just need that click. I just need that click. We all been there. All of us boxers been there. Everything is here. Everything is there, but I just can't reach it yet. So in a few days, I'm traveling to Ireland, and I plan on staying there until my fight in March. So it's going to be boxing 024. I said to my wife, I said to everybody, I don't care about nobody. I'm going because I need this. I need this.
Alan, before we come on to what's next, just one question on kind of last year. You mentioned you feel the savage again now. I remember interviewing you a few months after the Rosansky fight, and you said you were just taking some time away and you were waiting to feel that savage come back out of you. How difficult has it been to deal with that, and how do you feel now, feeling that kind of the love for boxing again, that will, the desire to get back in the ring and to be the savage for everybody?
Yeah, well, listen, I started to listen to all the haters and the comments. We all do. We all have those comments and we all listen to them. And then they killed my savage. They killed my spirit. They killed everything I'm known for because you want to watch me. They killed all of that. And I started to think like a normal human being. And you can't do that in this business. You can't because you're going to fail. And my desire for boxing is great. My love for boxing is even greater, and that's the only way I can stay sane in this kind of situation. I didn't leave. I didn't think about leaving boxing for a single second, and it was dreadful. The last year, whole year, my fight was 1 year ago, so the whole year was terrible. Very bad sparrings, very bad. I'm known as a sparring partner. That's my thing, but it was so miserable. I was getting beat up by almost anybody, no matter how much they train. No, so that is still there. I feel it, but I couldn't. I need to unlock it, and I still do. I know where's the problem, but I still need to unlock it. So now I'm going to Dublin on a 2 months camp. So I'm gonna train every day. So I'm gonna unlock it, or I'm gonna die trying. There's nothing else for me to do. I said to all my mother, wife, everybody, this is my life, and if I am not a boxer, I'm nobody. I still think like that. I think it's important to think like that because this is tough business, and only few of us will be lost. I don't want to be forgotten. You see how everybody forgot you in like 1 month, let alone 1 year, let alone 2 years. That that dead in the water. So I'm planning on a big comeback this March. We have a big fights. I can't talk about names. So that's how serious it is because normally I would say names, but this is very close to getting arranged everything, and it's gonna be a big fight. And I'm gonna live with or on my shield.
Just before we speak about the fights which could be next for you, just talk to me about your new training setup. Um, who will you be training with? You mentioned obviously coming over to Dublin.
Yeah, well, I'm still Team White, for everybody who questioned. I'm still Team White forever. Like I said, until he wants to work with me, I want to work with them. So Dillian White kind of told me, the team told me, go see this trainer, because this is the trainer of Thomas Carty, one of my guys from my stablemate. And I said, I don't want to really, I have my own thing, blah, blah, blah. And so I didn't went at first, but then I said, well, what can I lose? I can't really go any lower. I was so low with my head these past few months. And I went there and it was perfect. And it was like, oh my God, why didn't I come sooner? It's crazy to even think that I didn't want to come. So I said right then in a few days, I said to Pascal Collins, which is brother of a famous Irish boxer, Steve Collins, I told them both, I'm going to come, I'm going to give you everything, everything. I don't have time to waste. I'll give you everything I have, every last drop of blood. I want, you're going to enjoy it however it goes, but it's going to be my blood or somebody else's, so my fights. It's always going to be like that. So I, then and there, I chose that team to be my new coach and my new team and everything kind of fall into place, in just 1 month. And I was out for a year. So in 1 month, everything changed. And now everything is ready. In a few days, I'm traveling to Dublin. And now we'll be left alone by everybody. And maybe even go out to my phone. I'm going to turn it off through the week. So I really want to do this boxing story, this boxing story of a comeback, because to come back is much harder than to go in the first place. So now I'm on that train.
Alen, one thing we've always been used to when we've watched you box is you're an aggressive, all-action fighter. You love to entertain the fans. Obviously, we never quite got to see that in your last fight. Is that something which, with your new training setup, you've said to your coaches you want to keep that, or will they look to take you away from that?
Well, my last trainer tried to take that away from me. So you saw what happened. I tried to box and do the stupid. I just want to curse, So I said to this trainer, no more. But my new trainer was also a boxer, very good boxer, and he's Irish blood. He knows what I want, So I want Irish blood, and I want everything the hardest way possible. And I want to go through guys. I want to kill them. I want to relieve them of their will. So I really want to do those things again. So I'm back. The Savage is back, and I'm happy for that.
I'm sure there's plenty of people who are happy about that as well, Alen, me included, because it's good to see you back. You mentioned to me March time, you've got a big fight on the horizon. What can you tell me? What details can you give us?
I would love to give you every single detail I know, but they just told me like 50 minutes ago, don't tell him. I told him we'll go on your podcast. They said don't tell him because everything is in the makings, So everything they said I can't tell. I'm gonna have a big fight. I wanted to. I didn't want. I wanted a big fight. They wanted a tune-up fight for me, But I don't see any point if I go in Dublin now and train for 1 month straight without interruption. So why would I need a tune-up then? I don't need it. My tune-up was this last year, which was horrendous. Horrendous, it was terrible. So I don't want a boring fight to people to keep looking at me like I'm a lunatic because I like that. So I just want to go back in there, and few guys are mentioned, very big guys, very favorite guys. I'm going to be the underdog at last. I'm going to be the underdog. So I like that, and I would like as riskier fight as go. Because the higher the risk, the higher the reward. And I lost kind of. I lost the space for negotiating easy fights and stuff. I never liked them, never won them, especially not now.
Alen, obviously, the last kind of chapter in your career, we saw you at Bridgerweight. With that in mind, then, will this return be back up at heavyweight? Will you continue to pursue Bridgerweight? Where will you be?
I always saw myself as a heavyweight fighter, and now I'm heavier than ever. So I love the heavyweight fights, and I want to give the fans what they want always. Like the first day when we spoke, like 5 years ago, I just want to give the fans what they want. most of them want to see me at heavens because they think somebody's gonna kill me. So I want to give them that. You know, I want to give them the opportunity to be murdered in the ring. So it's cool with me. So I like the heavens. Really, you know, I think I'm gonna go on with the heavens. And, the few guys mentioned, they are big heavyweights, big. So the bigger the tree, the higher the fall. I hope.
Alan, last time obviously with that fight against Rozansky, the purse bids meant that the fight took place out in Poland. With that in mind as well, I know in the past you've worked with Matchroom. Where does your promotional stance currently lie, and who will you be fighting under?
Well, that is all in the negotiations, you know. But you saw my stablemate Fabio Gordy fought for Frank Warren his last fight. So I really don't know where I'm going to continue my career, and I don't go into that, you know. So I just want to fight, and I just want to fight that fans want, you know. I just want everything. I want all the same as the fans want, you know. So all the same. I want the same thing. Yeah, I'm ready to be back. You know, and with one big win, I'm sure I'm going to be back in the mix again. You know?
Alan, also just kind of to round off on the upcoming fight for yourself in March. When should we expect an announcement? You said it's close. When have you been told it will be signed off and fully announced?
Yeah, well, they've been offering few fighters which nobody wants to fight, and I said yes to all of them. You know, so now the ball is at their turf. You know, when they say yes to me, as I said yes to them, we have a fight. You know, so it's not really complicated, but it takes time. You know, for the stupid stuff, it takes time. So as soon as they tell me something, I'm gonna announce it to you and to everybody. But until then, I need 1 month to get back. You know, I just need 1 month of non-stop boxing. I worked a lot on my strength and conditioning this past few months. This is the first time I ever did in my life, and I loved it. Who would say that? I loved it. I just did a session few hours before, and I have another session tomorrow at 6 in the morning. So that's kind of my life, you know. Just train, and wait. So nothing changed. Nothing changed. My heart. I never wanted to leave boxing. I never had those doubts that everybody had after the fight, because I see many fighters finish their career with like 10 fights and 1 loss, 13 victories and 2 losses. I never understood that. Why would you do that? I'm gonna go until I'm 11 and 11. So you're not gonna get rid of me. I'm still gonna be there. You know, I'm still gonna be there, and I know I can knock out everybody. You know, all those old feelings came back to me. You know, just like with there today. So
Alan, just kind of sticking with the heavyweight division, there's obviously a lot of fights on the horizon, and we've seen a lot of fights out in Saudi Arabia, some big fights. How much more has that motivated you to try and get back involved in these big events, in those big fight nights, because you're seeing all of these amazing bouts being put together now?
not much, because listen, boxing is my life. I don't need to be motivated. Motivation is shit. I've been motivated this last year all the time, and then I just go, I sink into the hole of everything opposite of motivation. So I don't really believe in motivation. I have a very strong and powerful motivation, but it failed me many times. Many times. I was ready for a fight like at least 20 times in the past 1 year. And 20 times I fell out of the fighting, great speaker. Now I'm ready for a fight, but I'm not going to say that's it, because I know what happened the last time. You know, so fuck the motivation. I need to be driven, you know, and I'm driven. You know, and I just, the whole point of my life is boxing. Without boxing, I'm nobody. I keep telling that, and I think that. You know, without boxing, I'm nobody. I'm nothing. So that's my mentality. And my next fight is going to be to that. To that. You know, it's going to be only one man will walk out of that ring, you know, and that's the kind of mentality I'm back to. You know, that's the only kind of mentality that can bring me back to the heights where I was before this defeat.
Alan, just whilst I've got you, just to touch on some upcoming fights, I'm interested to get your thoughts on, of course, the undisputed heavyweight bout is only weeks away now. Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. What do you make of the fight as we draw ever closer?
It's the fight I'm gonna watch for sure. That's what I make of it. But what I think will win, it's so hard to say. I see Fury train harder than ever, as I can see. Right? I was in one of his camps. I know he works very much. He spars four times a week, so that's a lot and stuff. So before I was saying Fury, I think I would leave it at that. I would leave it at that. I would stay with Fury. You know, I think I would still stay with Fury, even after everything that's happened. You know,
I mean, one of
I
us
don't. I always saw Fury beating Usyk. I don't know why. You know.
one of those things that did happen. He obviously had an up and down fight with Francis Ngannou, who's now fighting Anthony Joshua in March. What do you make of Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou?
Oh, Ngannou is threatening to put us all to shame. You know, so Ngannou is doing a hell of a job. He's a hell of a man, and I respect him very much. But he can single-handedly destroy boxing in the next few months. I don't think nobody had that kind of power in boxing like Ngannou has. So I think he's very dangerous for the sport that I love, that I devote my life to. But you know, I've been sparring these kickboxers and MMA guys, and they're getting better by the day. You know, before it was funny. It was sort of laughter to spar with. It was so easy. But now they're tough. They're so tough. They're just getting tougher and tougher. You know, so I think boxing is kind of a decline. You know, against all of those guys coming up. You know, because I don't know. It's a different trend, probably. I don't know what they do. I've been doing some of this strength and conditioning that these guys do, and it's amazing. You know, I love it. No, so I don't know. I don't know. They do something much better than the boxers. I don't know what it is. So, but I think boxing will prevail again. I mean, he had many bad times in his boxing career, you know. So will prevail. Will prevail.
And then Alan, just a final one from me. Another great fight on that undercard of Joshua Ngannou is Joseph Parker versus Zhang. What's your take on that fight?
Shit. Oh, I mean, Joseph Parker is like a kryptonite for everybody because I think he's a very good boxing, underrated boxer still because he's a Olympic level boxing skills, you know, and so tough. And those Samoan guys, what's he, Samoan? I New Zealand and stuff. They're so tough. They're how can I say? Their bones are tougher. It's how it looks, you know. And I rate Joseph Parker in the few, you know, in the first few of the world. I think Parker. I would say Parker because I know when he fought George Oizen, he was actually sick. I think he was sick. I think from some seafood he ate because I was in the camp after Parker. So it was something like that. So I don't think we really saw the real Parker. But even that sick Parker gave Joy some problem. So a healthy Parker, he's like my age. So I don't think to healthy Parker nobody can stand with him, you know. So I think Parker will win. Like he always does. He almost won that fight against Joyce. And he was sick, you know. So
Alan, I'm going to leave a final word to yourself. Everybody who's looking forward to seeing you back in the ring, the return of the Savage Army. What would you like to say to everybody?
thank you, brother. And my Savage Army, I'm back. You know, I'm back and I'm giving again. I'm giving everything to box, everything that they know, everything that I have. And I will be back in a huge fight in March. I can tell you that. And I will go out with my shield, with everything I had before this defeat or opponent, with nothing. So that's the only choice for me. I never had any choice, so that's the only choice possible right now. With everything or with nothing, all or nothing.
Alen, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. I look forward to your upcoming fight announcement when it does come out. Thank you for speaking to me in Boxing News.
Thank you, brother. Peace. Peace. See you again.